The Israelites, once slaves in Egypt, were finally free. After years of suffering under the harsh rule of Pharaoh, their cries for deliverance had reached the heavens. The journey to freedom was not just a physical escape from bondage, but a profound spiritual odyssey that would shape their identity for generations to come. God, in His infinite mercy, had heard their cries. He saw their suffering and decided to intervene in a way that would leave no doubt about His power and love for His chosen people. The divine intervention was a beacon of hope in their darkest hours, a promise that they were not alone. He chose Moses, a man of unwavering faith, to lead them to the promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey. Moses, once a prince of Egypt, had become a shepherd of souls, guiding the Israelites through the treacherous desert. His leadership was marked by moments of doubt and challenge, but his faith never wavered. Their exodus was a testament to God's power, parting the Red Sea and providing manna from heaven. These miracles were not just acts of divine intervention, but symbols of God's unwavering commitment to His people. The parting of the Red Sea was a dramatic display of His might, while the manna was a daily reminder of His provision and care. This journey, however, was not just about physical liberation. It was a transformative experience that tested their faith and resilience. Each step they took in the desert was a step towards spiritual maturity, a journey that required them to trust in God's plan even when the path was unclear. It was about spiritual growth, a test of faith, and a journey toward a deeper relationship with God. The trials they faced were opportunities to deepen their trust in Him, to learn that true freedom comes from a heart aligned with His will. Their story is a timeless reminder that liberation is not just about breaking physical chains, but also about finding spiritual freedom and enlightenment. The path to freedom, however, was fraught with challenges. The Israelites, accustomed to the familiar hardships of slavery, found themselves struggling with the uncertainties of the desert. They faced scorching heat, limited resources, and a constant fear of the unknown. Their initial gratitude for their newfound freedom began to waver. They started to grumble, their hearts heavy with doubt and discontent. Their complaints reached Moses' ears, a cacophony of voices rising in unison, each one louder than the last. It was a symphony of dissatisfaction echoing through the camp, a chorus of discontent that seemed to grow with each passing day. They yearned for the good old days in Egypt, conveniently forgetting the bitterness of their enslavement. The memories of their harsh labor and the cruelty they endured seemed to fade away, replaced by a nostalgic longing for what they believed were better times. They reminisced about the food they once ate, fish, the taste of which lingered in their minds like a distant dream, cucumbers with their refreshing crunch, melons with their sweet juicy flesh, leeks with their mild onion-like flavor, onions with their pungent aroma, and garlic with its sharp, distinctive taste. The wilderness, with its simple provisions of manna, seemed bleak in comparison. The manna, though sustaining, was monotonous and uninspiring, a far cry from the varied and flavorful foods they remembered from Egypt. Their hunger, both physical and spiritual, began to consume them. It gnawed at their insides, a constant reminder of their current plight and the comforts they had left behind. Israelite one, as Israelite one, oh, how we miss the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, the abundance of it, the ease with which we could satisfy our hunger. Also the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. Each of these foods held a special place in our hearts, a reminder of a time when our bellies were full and our spirits were high. But now, in this harsh wilderness, we are left with nothing but manna, day after day. The monotony of our diet is a constant reminder of our current suffering. They prayed for relief, for a return to the days of abundance and variety. Their prayers were filled with longing, a deep yearning for the past. Moses, hearing their complaints, felt the weight of their discontent. He understood their longing, but he also knew the dangers of looking back with rose-colored glasses. The journey ahead was fraught with challenges, but it was also filled with promise. The promised land awaited them, a land flowing with milk and honey, a place where their hunger would be satisfied, both physically and spiritually. And so, despite their longing for the past, they pressed on, driven by hope and determination. They knew that the road ahead would be difficult, but they also knew that it was the only way forward. Together, they moved forward, united in their quest for a better future. The memories of Egypt, both good and bad, would always be with them, but they would not let them hold them back. The promised land was within their reach, and with each step they took, they grew closer to their goal. The journey was long and arduous, but the promise of a better future kept them going. They found strength in each other, in their shared experiences, and their common goal. Together, they would overcome the challenges that lay ahead and reach the promised land. And so, with hope in their hearts and determination in their eyes, they continued their journey, knowing that the best was yet to come. God, in his infinite wisdom, listened to Moses' pleas. He instructed Moses to gather 70 elders from the community. These elders, chosen for their wisdom and faith, would share the burden of leadership, offering guidance and support to the people. God, ever merciful, promised to address the Israelites' hunger.
You will not have to eat manna tomorrow or the next day, or for 5 days, or for 10 days, or for 20 days. You will eat meat until it comes out of your nostrils, until you are sick of it.
True to his word, a wind swept across the desert, driving flocks of quail into the Israelite camp. The birds were so numerous they covered the ground, an impossible bounty in the barren wilderness. The Israelites, overcome with excitement, rushed to gather the quail. They collected the birds all day and night, amassing a vast quantity. They feasted, their hunger finally satiated, but their actions were driven by greed, not necessity. They had taken more than they needed, their hearts far from grateful. God, witnessing their gluttony and lack of faith, was deeply saddened. Their actions had consequences. A plague, swift and severe, swept through the camp. Many people died, their bodies left as a stark reminder of their disobedience. The place where they fell was named Kibroth Hattaavah, which means the graves of craving. This tragic event served as a harsh lesson, a testament to the dangers of discontent and the high cost of forgetting God's blessings. Section 8. Lessons in Gratitude. The story of the Israelites and the quail is a powerful reminder of the importance of gratitude. When we focus on what we lack, we blind ourselves to the blessings in our lives. The Israelites, fixated on the past and consumed by their desires, failed to appreciate the miracle of their freedom and the daily provision of manna. Their lack of gratitude led to discontent, disobedience, and ultimately suffering. This story also highlights the importance of trusting in God's provision. God, who had parted the Red Sea and rained down manna from heaven, was more than capable of meeting their needs. Their lack of faith, their constant complaining, demonstrated a lack of trust in his plan. They allowed fear and doubt to cloud their judgment, leading them astray from the path God had set before them. Section 10. The Weight of Leadership. Moses, throughout this ordeal, stands as a beacon of faith and perseverance. Tasked with leading a stubborn and often ungrateful people, he remained a steadfast intercessor, pleading with God on their behalf. His leadership serves as a reminder of the challenges and rewards of guiding others towards a greater purpose. He exemplifies patience, compassion, and unwavering faith, even in the face of adversity. Section 11. Finding Freedom Within. In the vast expanse of the ancient desert, under the golden hues of the setting sun, lies a story that transcends time and place. It is a story of a people, the Israelites, whose journey is emblematic of the human experience. The journey of the Israelites is a journey we all must undertake. It is a path that each of us walks, regardless of our background or beliefs. This journey is not just a physical one, but a deeply spiritual and emotional odyssey. It is a quest for meaning, purpose, and ultimately, freedom. It is a journey from slavery to freedom, from darkness to light, from fear to faith. The transition from darkness to light symbolizes the awakening of the soul, the shedding of old fears, and the embrace of new hope. It is about moving from a place of bondage, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, to a place of liberation and enlightenment. The wilderness, with all its challenges, is where we discover our true selves, where our faith is tested and refined. The harsh and unforgiving landscape of the desert mirrors the trials and tribulations we face in life. It is in these moments of struggle and adversity that our character is forged and our true nature is revealed. The wilderness strips away the superficial, leaving only the essence of who we are. It is through these trials that we learn to rely on God, to cultivate gratitude in our hearts, and to find true freedom, not just in our circumstances, but within our souls. In the midst of hardship, we discover the strength of our spirit and the depth of our faith. We learn to appreciate the small blessings and to find peace in the midst of chaos. True freedom is not merely the absence of external constraints, but the presence of inner tranquility and contentment. It is a state of being that transcends the physical and touches the divine. As we navigate our own deserts, may we find the courage to face our fears, the faith to overcome our challenges, and the wisdom to recognize the freedom that lies within.